Right, we will call the September 23rd, 2025 Planning and Zoning Commission meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. Tara, would you take a roll call?
Marmon? Ritchie? Here. Barris?
Here.
Wordman?
Here.
Darling? Stecker?
Here.
Weiss?
Here.
Nate?
Here.
Piper?
Here.
All right, then we have approval of the agenda for today's meeting, the September 23rd, 2025 agenda. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
You don't need to roll on that, right? It's been a while. Okay. Thank you. And then we have approval of the July 22nd, 2025 meeting minutes. Are there any revisions or corrections or a motion to approve?
A motion to approve the July 22nd, 2025 meeting minutes.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. All right, next on the agenda, we have public comment. So that would be public comment on any item that is not on tonight's meeting agenda. Is there any public comment? Hearing none, we will move on to new business. So the first item A under new business is a public hearing to approve an ordinance to amend Chapter 165 zoning regulations by amending Chapter 165.02 procedures, amendment, and enforcement. So we will open the public hearing on this item.
Thank you. The state recently made some amendments to certain aspects of code. The one that affects us tonight is about public noticing. Some things require 4 days, other things require 7 days. Either way, it's between 4 and 20 or 7 and 20. The state just asked that we make that consistent. So the state recommends that we do the existing language in the zoning ordinance is for not less than 7 days, nor more than 20. The state is updating that to 4 days, not less than 4 days, not more than 20 days. Pretty basic update that only affects two places in the ordinance, just section 165.02 D5. Happy to take any questions, otherwise simple ordinance change here.
Any questions? Was there any members of the public that had comment on this? So we can close the public
Close the
hearing?
public
Okay,
hearing.
we'll close the public hearing. And then if anyone would like to make a motion,
Move approval.
Second.
Ritchie?
Yes.
Barris?
Yes.
Wordman?
yes.
Stecker?
Yes.
Weiss?
Yes.
Nate?
Yes.
Piper?
Yes.
All right, the motion passes. Item B under new business is approval of a rezoning related to a change from R2 Single Family Residential Attached District and C2 Highway Commercial District to just R2 Single Family Residential Attached District for the Spruce Tree Townhomes.
Thank you. So the next two items on the agenda I'll talk about together as they go hand in hand. The applicant in this case is Cody Sinclair with New Era Homes. ACD Ventures LLC currently owns the property. The request is, they're requesting approval of a rezoning and a comprehensive plan amendment to rezone the property for a townhome development project or a duplex development project. Located north of Highway 92 and west of South Kenwood Boulevard. The property is just over an acre in area. It's currently zoned R2 and C2. As you can see on the map, it's half and half. The comprehensive plan has this land classified as community mixed use or regional mixed use, and then low to medium density residential. So the future land use map amendment and the rezoning is to make this consistent R2 and then low to medium density residential to extend those townhomes or duplex units to the south. So here's the rezoning map. The property is already platted as Lot 6 of Leonard Subdivision Plat 2, and historically the lot's been used for commercial purposes. Notification was mailed to the property owners on September 12th, 2025. Rezoning signs were placed on the property by that deadline. At this time, I've received one call that was in favor of the rezoning application. The concept plan identifies 6 lots, each with its own duplex unit or townhome unit. These lots range in size from 7,390 square feet to 11,537 square feet. The next step of this will be the applicant will be required to submit a final plat that will be reviewed internally and then brought to you folks for your recommendation to the city council. One of the things about this lot is because it's developing adjacent to a commercial, this developer will be responsible for a landscape buffer easement. So we'll work with the developer on ways to do that. If you use, the 30-foot takes up quite a bit of the backyard, so we might look at either reducing that or doing some type of screening, fencing instead of landscaping. But we'll look at that in the future. The future land use map identifies this area as regional mixed use and low to medium density residential, and we're asking that future land use map be revised to just low to medium density residential, which is up to 15 dwelling units per gross acre, incorporating a mix of housing styles, and then a couple of other items. Staff recommends approval of the rezoning and the future land use map amendment. Happy to take any questions. Also, the engineer working on the project is in attendance tonight. Also, some of these folks are here for the rezoning project, so if they have anything that they want to add or talk about, I can bring them up here as well.
Yeah, most of us here we're in the Spruce Street townhouses to the west and to the north.
Stand up and identify
Oh, I'm
yourself
sorry.
and your address, please.
Okay, Tom Comfort, 308 South Spruce Street. I'm Vice President of the West Pine Townhome Associations. We're here mainly out of curiosity to see what is the plan. We're in favor of townhomes going in there. We applaud that. Our questions, I think, is that what it will be? Will be 3, did you say 3 duplexes?
So 6 units,
6 units. And
three buildings, 6 units, yes.
is there any more information about what they're going to build, how big, or?
Eric might have more information on that.
Yeah. Hello, Eric Cannon, 2727 Southwest Snyder Boulevard, here on behalf of Snyder Associates. So the plan is to pretty much build what's across the street. I think one of them's a 3-plex, so it wouldn't be a 3-plex, it'd be 2 duplexes. I don't know if they'll be exactly the same, but those dimensions literally mimic these lots. So I would imagine they'd be very, very similar to what's across the street.
Okay. Can I ask another question? Do you know, will it be its own townhome association, or what's the plan for, they will be for units for sale, not rent?
I believe so. They are going to be for sale. And so people would be able to buy the individual lots. We're not doing postage stamp lots. We are doing full lots. So, they would own the entire property. I guess I'd have to check with the owner to see kind of what the plan is from an association standpoint or not. But
Okay, so they may not even be in an association.
I don't know. Yeah, to be honest with you. Cody Sinclair, local home builder here with New Era Homes, is the one doing this. So, yeah, I guess we can definitely get some information on that before council.
Thank you.
Yep.
Any questions from anyone on the commission? Anyone interested? It looks like you're just 2 separate motions on this item covering the rezoning as well as the approval of the amendment to elevate Indianola.
Yep, so you'll do the motion in a second for the rezoning, and then we'll take the vote and then do the same thing for the future land use amendment.
Perfect.
I'll make a motion to accept the rezoning.
Second.
Richie? Yes. Barris?
Yes.
Wordman?
Yes.
Stecker?
Yes.
Weiss?
Yes.
Nate?
Yes.
Piper?
Yes.
And is there anyone who would like to make a motion on the amendment to the Elevate Indianola Comprehensive Plan?
I move that we recommend to council that the comprehensive plan is amended as needed here.
Second.
Richie?
Yes.
Barris?
Yep.
Wordman,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes.
Weiss,
Yes.
Nate,
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
All right, both motions pass. So the next, item 6D, approval of a preliminary plat for Pickard Estates.
Thanks for coming, guys.
Yep.
The owner in this case is iTown Investment Group LLC, represented by Jason Ledden and Eric Cannon with Snyder and Associates. The applicant is requesting approval of a preliminary plat for a single-family and a townhome residential project located south of Highway 92 and east of South 15th Street, containing just over 18 acres in area. Justin, I hope you can appreciate my Photoshop skills here. This one's known as Pickard Estates, and it's directly adjacent to Pickard Commerce Park, which is currently under construction with several site plans that you've recently reviewed. The property was recently rezoned from A1 to R2 to accommodate this type of residential development. City staff is currently working on and reviewing the construction drawings, the street associated with this. The plat identifies a total of 22 townhome units. Those are at the north end of the site, and then 35 single-family lots. Lot X, which is at the far south end of the site, will be used for stormwater detention. The townhome lots range in size from 2,952 square feet to 3,096 square feet. And then the single-family lots range in size from 9,100 square feet to 21,103 square feet. Outlot X is 2.02 acres in area. All lots meet or exceed the standard regulations for the R2 zoning district. Several street lots will be included that will be deeded to the city for public rights-of-way. I've included the setback requirements for both single-family and then the townhome and row dwelling units as they vary slightly. Access to the development will be from South 20th Street, which is what they're using for Commerce Park as well. The IDOT has denied access to what would be South 18th Street at the far west end of the site. So at this time, there won't be a secondary access to 92. So everything will come in from South 20th Street. There'll be several internal accesses to get to each lot to the south. So it's oriented, so north is to the left side of the screen. So Pickard Way, which extends east to west from South 20th Street, the ones that kind of goes into Pickard Commerce Park, will extend to the west to provide access to all these lots as well. The townhomes will be located on a private street with, it should be public utilities. 5-foot sidewalks will be constructed with each lot as they're developed. No trails are proposed with this particular development. All pedestrian crossings will be installed with the plat improvements. All utilities will be public and will be extended as needed to service the lots. The stormwater detention basin will be owned and maintained by the association. All easements have been shown on this plat, including PUEs, ingress, egress, sanitary sewer, and storm sewer. 2.19 acres of parkland would be required with part of this development because of its residential nature. So we'll be working with the developer on how to best satisfy that. The comprehensive plan identifies this area as low to medium density residential based on a previous future land use amendment that was with the rezoning. I think this was earlier this year. Kind of the biggest thing here is the developer is asking for a council waiver on part of the subdivision ordinance, which ties the street jogs. So basically, when you've got one street coming south, and then you go south again on a street lot A, this area here, and then this area here, they're supposed to be, per our ordinance, 300 feet. These are each about 150 feet. But the way it's, and Eric can attest to this or can provide additional information if you need to, because of, and it kind of trickles down to not having any accesses off of 92 and then not owning the lot to the west. To get full use of the parcel and to provide all these lots for single family houses, that was kind of the best layout. And when working with the engineers and developers and upper management here, we're all supportive of that waiver for those two street jogs. So that's kind of the biggest thing here. We've had meetings about that, and in the future, Pickard Way will extend, or assuming that with future development to the west and to the south, Pickard Way will extend out to was that South 15th Street, or to the south and go out to maybe Kennedy or Plainview, one of those two. IDOT and the city are currently working on an access management plan. We'll be having a public meeting for that sometime at the beginning of October. So there'll be more information on that if you choose to attend. But it's more or less like this area and then going to the east. The west side of the highway or the city will be a different plan. All in all, the preliminary plat is in general conformance with our zoning ordinance, subdivision ordinance, minus the street jog requirement in our comprehensive plan. Staff recommends approval of the preliminary plat for Pickard Estates, subject to remaining staff comments. Happy to take any questions. Also, the engineer is here to answer any questions as well.
I have a question. At the beginning, the way in, the only way in is to go through the Commerce Park?
No, so you'll come down 20th Street, and then you turn left to go to the Commerce Park, and then turn right to get into Pickard Estates.
Okay.
So in the future, Pickard Way, which is this street here, will extend into this property at some point, but without any access here, because the IDOT has denied it. The only access into the site will be from 20th Street. So you can access Pickard Estates by going to the west, or Pickard Commerce Park by going to the east.
Okay. And then my only other question was, by reducing those jogs to 150, what about a fire truck? Easy to maneuver that?
I can speak to all that. So just a couple things I want to note. So you mentioned the DOT has denied that. So what they've denied it right now because there's a study going on right now on the corridor. So I don't think anybody's saying there'll never be access there. They're just not going to grant an access permit at this location. So right now there's a memorandum of understanding that went in with the Pickard Commerce Park, that was going to be the only access they approved until this study is done. So there's obviously the storage across the street, has a driveway right there. So there's 600-foot spacing criteria. That location meets the 600-foot spacing criteria. They just have a moratorium on any more permits until this study's done. So we're showing that future access, which is where it probably will be wiggle 10 feet here or there. But until that study's done, which the city is working on with the DOT, they just won't issue an entrance permit. So it's intended to go there. I fully expect it to go there once this study's done. It's just, right now, we just can't get a permit from the DOT. So just a little bit of clarification on that. As far as just that spacing, yes, fire trucks can get through there. There's no life safety issues. Really, there's that creek and ravine to the south, so we really don't have another way to feed this area from the south. They don't own the property to the west. It is just a horseshoe, so it's a very minimal number of lots that are on this. Those are all stop conditions at that T intersection. So again, we've worked with planning and public works and everybody, and everybody's supportive of it. It's just a technicality in the code, so.
Is Outlet X, is that what the Commerce is draining to too, or they have another one?
Pickard Commerce Park has its own Outlet X.
Pretty much just
That is their detention pond right there.
Okay, yep.
And then ours is right here. And then this kind of wooded area is gonna stay in between. We're not gonna touch any of that, because that's pretty steep and ravine-y. So there's just no reason to touch any of those trees.
How much did you say park requirement was?
2.19 acres. So that can be satisfied with a fee in lieu of, or a mix of the two. So it's something we'll work on. What's that?
Being it's adjacent to pretty much Pickard Park, so.
Yeah. I know
Yeah, that'd be
the whole parkland thing is still pretty new to everyone here, so hash out those things.
Well, the trail will continue along south of 92, correct? Okay.
So we'll just have actually we'll be touching it with this project. So obviously here we reconstructed that.
Yeah.
And pulled those approaches in for the DOT to get that spacing and everything with that crosswalk. We won't be touching it at all. At this point now, when this goes in, because I think right now it's like, do you line up with that? Do they want it to slide over and be on this shared property line? Those are the conversations with the DOT. When we deal with that, we'll have to touch the trail again, so.
Did I think maybe I missed something, but are the streets gonna be private?
The townhome unit street is labeled as private on the,
Oh, yeah, this one. Yes.
sorry, I didn't clarify.
That one right there is private. Everything else you see here is public.
Question about the stormwater retention basin.
Okay.
I would, it's not really a question. I would encourage you to work with Doug Byland on that and the staff. This could really be beneficial to Pickard Park if that stormwater retention basin is big enough, because several times over the last 20 years, water coming off of this property and adjacent properties coming down that drainage way have taken out part of a trail, culvert system, et cetera, on the west side of Pickard Park. And if this thing is designed to be slow, slow release, it would be, I think, very beneficial to the park and to the city, because I know at least 2 times they've had to redo the trail on the west side of Pickard and put in bigger culverts and haul in material to.
So both of these projects would be a benefit to that, because right now, all those, if it rains 4 or 5 inches, that all runs off those fields right into this ravine. This will collect, both Pickard Estates and Pickard Commerce Park will collect that water, put it into a wet pond, and then there is a slow release of that. So it shaves the peak, the kind of the flash floodiness of those events out.
It's been flash floody, I'll tell you that. Thank you.
Are those, oh yeah, you said those are 2 separate detention basins, right?
Yep, there's that wooded area is gonna stay separating them.
With those jogs going from, it's supposed to be 300 feet, you said?
Correct.
Down to 100 feet?
140, 150.
Okay, 140 to 150. I imagine the reason that they're at the 300 is primarily for safety concerns, vehicles.
Yeah, there's
ingress,
that one
egress,
that's kind of by Walmart. I think you talked about it some meetings ago, but there's one where it's kind of like the same street, but you have to jog over 50 feet or something and then turn again, and it's kind of a dangerous left turn conflict. So that's primarily the reason why it's there, but it's not something I've seen in an ordinance before here.
Yeah, I just want to get a better understanding of why that exists in the first place before approval
It's
of
to help
shortening
with-
that up by half the
it's the-
distance.
Yeah, to help avoid left turn conflicts, basically. Eric said that there'll be stop signs there. It'll be a slow 25-mile-an-hour area with 35 units and with nowhere really else to go except out 20th streets.
And that 300 foot would traditionally allow you to put a turn lane in if you need it with tapers and stuff. Here, we don't have any of that, so it really wouldn't apply here on that front from like a turn lane capacity and all that stuff, so.
Yep. Okay, makes sense.
A little bit outside the scope of this, but has the DOT given any timeline on the completion of that study?
We started talking to them last March, or no, March, not this March, the March before. And they thought it would be 6 to 9 months, and here we are a year and a half later, and,
So no idea, okay.
which is why we got the Pickard Commerce Park one, because it was holding that project hostage.
Yeah.
And we got them to issue a permit there, thinking everything would be done by now, and we're still waiting. So, I mean, it just takes a while, as you know. But I think counts are done, we're working on it, so I guess kind of yelling at myself a little bit here, but our firm is, not me, but, so yeah, I mean, it's a process with the DOT.
I know we've talked about this stretch and the DOT ad litem, so.
It's tricky because there's so many just individual single-family driveways that really kind of mess with the spacing requirements that they require. Any other questions?
Would anyone Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion for the approval of the preliminary plat of the estates.
Second the motion?
Okay. Richie? Yes. Barris?
Yes.
Wordman? Yes. Stecker?
Yes.
Weiss?
Yes.
Nate?
Yes.
Piper?
Right, and the next item on our agenda is 6E, approval of a plat of
Thank you.
approval of plat of survey for parcel 25-072.
Thank you. So the applicant in this case is John and Mary Peterson. The applicant is Ryan Robbins, represented by Chad Asbury with Cooper Crawford and Associates. And they're requesting approval of a plat of survey for a single-family residence within one of our priority growth areas. It's located on the east side of R63, north of Highway 92, kind of right at the intersection of Inwood. This property contains, it grosses 2 acres, but that's 1.7 acres because of the highway right-of-way easement. The property was originally voluntarily annexed into the city. We do have, and it's been a long time since I've seen it, but there was an original concept plan for the whole overall development. So it is zoned R1 for single-family residential. It's within our high priority growth area. The future land use map has this area as low to medium density residential, so its use as a single-family residence complies with that per our, in our department's opinion. Yeah, because it's in one of the growth areas, I bring it to P&Z and council for their review and approval. Again, for now, it's just a single-family residence that I think is gonna go in there. The rest of it will be, farmed until we get a more official plan to develop that area, so. Staff recommends approval of the plat of survey for parcel 25072, and happy to take any questions.
Is there a minimum requirement for, surveying off parcels of land like that? Is it a county that requires 10 now?
County does, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't.
Okay.
More than 7,200 square feet or 8,000 square feet. This obviously is much larger than that, and
So is that blue dotted line, what's that blue dotted line? The white with the blue? I'm colorblind, it could be a different color, I guess, but it's purple, I don't know. The one that goes right adjacent, like Y Street?
this one?
Yes, what's that?
That's black.
Is it?
Said it's black.
Is that
It's a
like,
good question, because it's not a growth area, it's not the city limits.
is our city limits R63?
No, well, city limits are on here, they're purple line.
Okay.
This line right here, and then it goes around this
okay.
property. So this is all city
Okay.
limits now.
Anything with a color is city limits. And that's where that line is, if you want me to get the.
No, I was just curious.
Could be the old city limits.
Good question. Figure it out.
I remember when they voluntarily annexed.
It was right before COVID.
It's been a while.
Mhm.
Is there a maximum size a lot allowed?
No, I don't think so.
So they could have just built this house and on the whole
Theoretically.
40.
Theoretically, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think we would have liked that, but I think there was a plat that you worked on with Emily a while back up on the north side of town where they wanted to do like 5 or 6 lots. And I think she had some issues with how it was too low density for what they were looking for, but without a requirement for it, it's kind of up to interpretation.
I mean, certainly that could be an awkward lot in the future if it's subdivided around it, but it doesn't sound like there's any sort of guidance.
Haven't heard anything since
Okay.
a year ago.
Yeah. Okay.
Make a motion to approve The resurvey. As recommended.
Second. Somebody.
Richie,
Yes.
Harris,
Yes.
Boardman,
Yes.
Stecker,
Yes.
Vice,
Yes.
Nate,
Yeah.
and Piper.
Yes.
All right, next we just have comments, building permit report.
I never make a presentation on the permit report. However, our new community and economic development director started a week ago. So this is Bryce Johnson.
Yeah.
Get him to come and speak for a minute. And
Thanks, Bill. Yeah, Bryce Johnson, the new director. Bill did a great job today. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys want to get lunch together, love to see what your opinions are and visions are for the city of Indianola as we move forward. I hear Texas Roadhouse is a big thing. Restaurants are always great. Entertainment, so love to weigh, what you guys' opinions are and see how we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And current projects. Nothing.
nothing.
We have anything coming up that they're trying to fit in before the end of the year, before?
No, I canceled the last three in anticipation of having a nice long 4-item agenda tonight.
Okay.
So it's kind of where we're at. I think there's going to be more things coming from the Summercrest Hills North development pretty soon with but nothing's been submitted or no concept plans or anything like this.
It looks like there's a sale pending sign. I don't know, the signage keeps changing, I feel like, behind, next to scooters.
Yeah, so that's, they're waiting to see if that particular grocer is gonna come. I know the stoplight at that intersection's a big deal, so that's kind of why the townhomes stopped. That plat's not been recorded. It's still platted as those 51 townhome units, and then one lot to the front. So we're just kind of waiting to see how that all plays out, and if
So is that bearing off the DOT then?
no,
stoplight,
that's kind of who's gonna pay for it and when it's gonna go in.
Okay.
So hopefully that gets resolved soon. They've talked about going back to all commercial instead of townhomes. If it's kind of wishy-washy, so it's see how it all plays out. And
Pretty much all dependent on a stoplight, isn't it? Is that in the street department's hand? Where's that at? Whose hand's that in?
those who sit there on certain Monday nights, and then the developer and the city. It's kind of part of a development agreement, revising that to. I'm not good on the financing part of things. That's why he's here.
There's a proof on that, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's coming down to a $700,000 stoplight intersection signaling, so. See if we can renegotiate the incentives to pay for that, but usually cities don't pay for, if it was a residential property, usually commercial does quarter, every corner would pay a quarter of that 700,000.
Okay.
Now, if it's residential, I think that's something that we'd be more interested in TIF assisting with incentives, but I mean, I'm a big fan of Aldi, and I think that would be a great addition to our community, but that's just me. I got 2 little kids at home, so they are eating a lot, and I love their prices, so I think it'd be a great addition for the community, but $700,000, so some decisions need to be made.
Absolutely.
Bill, now that schoolyard has become active again, am I assuming correctly they're gonna have to redo their stormwater basin?
They shouldn't know.
Looks like it lost a lot of capacity over the winter.
They're doing something there.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been doing something.
Have they? Oh, okay.
Yeah, the site plan didn't expire, so what was approved is still,
They'll have to bring
still-
it back to that.
they would have to.
Just that, had you said the permits had expired, so they just had to
So they never got official building permits because they never paid for it.
Okay.
So once you pay for it, then you get, if I'm saying this wrong, once you pay for it, then you get the official permit number. So they never paid for it, so they never got an official number, so they never had an official permit. So because that building permit didn't expire, the site plan didn't expire. So that site plan still gets its 24 months of approval.
Okay.
So now that they have a building permit, if that expires, then the site plan would then expire, and then they'd have to kind of redo the process.
So that site plan gets them all the infrastructure pretty much, right?
Yeah, so that's all the utilities, the stormwater, the unit.
That's, looks like all I've been doing is infrastructure stuff over there, so.
Yeah.
I think the underground company is doing a lot of that work.
Anything else?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Yay.
All those in favor?
Aye. No one's opposed.
Great job on the public hearing part of it.
Thanks for the coaching.